Chief, I think that people hear this and maybe tough to grasp what exactly is going to be different when they read this story or see it on TV. Is there any way you can provide a concrete example of a situation that may go down differently as a result of this type of method, one that people would know about?
Well, I don't know that I can do that using a specific example, because this isn't a recipe or a formula. What we've done very well over the last decade is we have taught very strong rules about physical tactics to use, different ways to approach problems. What we haven't been clear and concrete on is the communication skills that we expect our officers to use. And so by telling them there are 4 things you need to do every time you have an interaction with a citizen, we want them to be as clear on the interaction skills as they are on the physical skills. Now, because of we've had a lot of police killed in this area over the last couple of years, 5 of them literally executed. Our police officers have good reason to be fearful because these things happened unexpectedly. We're trying to balance off the skills that they need to stay safe along with the skills that will continue to build public trust. The irony here, and what we have to convey to our officers, is by improving their interaction skills, they're going to improve their safety as well. An example of a different approach to teaching. It used to be the teaching was get in right away, get the weapon or the person under control before you talk to them. And we're looking at that a slightly different way. If there isn't an immediate threat, you want to create some kind of voluntary cooperation by talking with them rather than going hands-on first. So I'm not going to go and replay an incident that we've heard about because I don't think that's really a fair thing to do. But it's changing our focus and making it clear that one isn't mutually exclusive of the other.
That this also does is attempt to slow down scenarios by listening, by giving that person the opportunity to talk, to let their adrenaline level go down, which will help make most interactions more successful.
De-escalation technique.
Absolutely, and these 4 things are based in social psychology. Just as we use physics and that type of science to develop our physical tactics, this is solidly grounded in science, and we know that human beings, especially human beings in conflict, have a desperate need to tell their side of the story. Just that function alone will help de-escalate. And I think we have pushed our officers, again, get in, get out, get control quickly. And that isn't always the best approach, and we want to try and balance that off.
We have ongoing training that we do. We're just about to start up our sergeant skills training. We do training for lieutenants and captains, and we do in-service. We call it street skills training every year, and this is a part of this initiative is to incorporate that training into all segments of those. So it becomes cultural. It also becomes something that we as leaders in the department talk about and use in our interaction with people so that we listen before we talk, that we do all of the things that we're asking police officers to do. Yes, all of our patrol force goes through street skills every year, and this will be incorporated into that, so they all will receive that training.
That's for both departments?
Yes, and again, this is about a culture change as much as it is about teaching specific skills. And the challenge for us will be to change the culture inside of our agencies as well. We're working with the University of Illinois, which is developing a curriculum for police leaders, and it's how you approach this from the leadership standpoint. In the sheriff's office, we're going to be changing some of our protocols in how we deal with employee issues, and it will reflect the lead model. And we want to model the behavior that we want all of our employees to use when they're interacting with citizens.
Do you have a timeline for the in-service training then for officers already on staff or deputies?
I know Seattle, I think, is starting theirs right away.
Yeah, our actually the first I'll call it iteration of our sergeant skills training comes out I believe it's the first week in May, and so we'll test it out then, and then go from there with supervisory skills, and then we'll move it to the line officers thereafter.
How long before every officer in Seattle and in the sheriff's office is completely trained in this method, both recruits, new and current?
To be very realistic, it will probably take the better part of a year. We're large agencies, we're spread out. We're, in the sheriff's office, we're gonna be focusing both at the line level and at the leadership level.